Hi, replay viewers. It's me, New York vocalist Benita Charles. I'm back again for another episode of Singing Tips. How is everyone doing? I see I have one person join. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Singing Tips. This is a special singing tip. Oh, thanks for the hearts already. Thank you. This is a special singing tip because this is an Ask the Expert show, and we have a special guest today. She's a stylist extraordinaire. She does hair, makeup, and she's fabulous. Her name is Roxie Seigle. She is our special guest today because here at Singing Tips, we are talking about image. So the series that we've been discussing has all been about your appearance, your looks, your image. And what better person to share that with is someone who knows more about it than me. And that's why I have the Ask the Expert section. Roxie Seigle is going to be giving us all the goods on style and beauty. Thank you, Angie, for joining. I see I have another person join. Thank you first time on Periscope. Wonderful. Welcome to Periscope. Oh, I have a Benito. My name is Benita. So thank you so much for joining. If you're new to Singing Tips, my name is Benita Charles, and I am a vocalist from New York City. And I started these singing tips because I had a lot of singers ask me about how to be professional. So I thought, what better way to help the singers out than to share my experience. So I started the Singing Tips series. Now, I was inspired to design the show a certain way by a movie that I saw in 2014 called Get On Up, the story of James Brown. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, it's phenomenal. Every week I talk about this movie because it made such a lasting impression on me. But one of the points in the movie, James was talking to his manager, and he wanted to produce his own show. And his manager said, "This is show business. You take care of the show, I take care of the business." And James said, no, I'm gonna do both. So, oh, hi. Thank you, Angie. Thanks so much for joining. I'm glad you're here too. So I was just talking about how I designed the show. I was inspired by the movie Get On Up, the story of James Brown. So James Brown decided, no, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna focus on the show part and the business part. And that left a lasting impression on me because I thought, you know what? Oh, thank you, but I speak Spanish to you. Unfortunately, I do not speak Spanish. That's one thing on my bucket list. I definitely have to. But thank you so much for joining. So we have a show part and we have a business part to Singing Tips. Now, we're still in the show part, but we're just about to get to the business part because we're talking about image. So it's all about these few tips that we'll be going over in the coming weeks. It's all about your image. So I have a professional on today because I feel like, you know, she can give a better insight into fashion and style. So her name is Roxie Seigle. And Roxie has a love for all things beauty related. She's a licensed cosmetologist working as a freelance hairstylist in New York City. Roxie worked with me, Benita Charles, for my Moments in Love CD for the album cover. She is credited for the hair, makeup, and wardrobe styling. Roxie is the go-to girlfriend to consult with, from self-care regimens to on-trend looks for hair, beauty, and style. You can contact Roxie through her email at rsstylist@gmail.com. So I would like to present to you Roxie Seigle. I'm going to turn. Now, if you see, Roxie is holding up the picture of my CD cover. She is credited for the beautiful style you see, my hair, my makeup, and everybody loved it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Roxie Seigle.
Hi, Periscope.
Hi. Awesome. Okay, so Roxie, I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
So the first question is, what does style mean to you?
Well, style means to me, it's definitely something that you can show people your personality without having to say a word. You know, it can reflect how you're feeling that day, or it could definitely lift you up. Style is so amazing. It could change your mood So style can change like day to day. So that's what I love about style. It means that I can show you my personality without having to interact with you and show you what mood I'm in and how I'm feeling.
So if I'm just like a fun, easy breezy type of person, you can tell by the way I'm dressed. Like you can tell by just looking at me, my personality.
Yes, I could tell your creative side by just looking at what you're wearing.
Okay.
Yeah. If you wear fun clothes and accessories, that shows like more of your creative, fun side of your personality. You know? Yeah.
So what do you like about being a stylist?
What I like about being a stylist is I've always loved doing makeovers. Ever since I was like a teenager, like as soon as I got my hands on makeup, I'm like in school doing makeovers on friends, giving them lipstick and brow pencils and blush, and you know, I always loved doing makeovers. And it just makes you feel good, you know, when you put on something nice and you look good and it's fitting your body the way you want, and you know, it just brings something out of you, you know, and that's what I love to see when I style.
That's awesome. So what advice can you give an artist trying to find their own style?
First, I would say stay within your comfort zone at first. You have to know, like, if you're more of an athletic person, a sportsy person, you don't really want to try to step too far outside of that and put on some things and shoes and clothes and accessories that are uncomfortable for you. The first thing is to be comfortable. You know, you want to wear a style that's, you know, more comfortable, it's easy for you to maintain, there's not going to be too much work, something that comes more natural. And go from there.
So I have a lot of people on here that are not singers that like the show. So for the average person, how can the average person discover a style that works for them?
I would say, you know, it's look around, you know, look in fashion magazines, look in regular magazines, social media, celebrities that you love, just kind of, you know, pick and choose, because a lot of times style repeats itself. So, you know, with that, you know, if you have a certain shape that you love, just kind of start with that. Like, okay, I love A-line, I love skinny jeans, I love fit and flare, you know, whatever the case, and kind of, you know, go from there, you know.
Well, what advice can you give someone who's looking to update their style but they're on a budget?
I love to tell people to shop often. You know, a lot of times people stay out of the stores, they don't look online because I don't have the money to do it right now, so I'm not going to buy anything. I think that it's important to still look at the sales, still go out to the stores, shop out of season. Shopping out of the season is a great way to save money on items or whatever, because they always slash the prices before the new season. So if you could buy your summer clothes in the fall and your fall clothes in the winter, you know, in the summer, you'll save a lot of money. And also by going to the stores and checking online regularly for sales, even if you just buy one thing a week on clearance, you know, that's a great way to start to build a wardrobe, because that you're not spending a large quantity of money at one time.
Oh, that's awesome advice. Is it good to follow the latest trends when looking for an updated look? Like, you know, I'm not a very trendy person. Like, what do you think about that?
I think with every, you know, seasonal trend, I think there's something that somebody could incorporate into their style. You know, it doesn't have to be everything. It could be a nail polish color. It could be a stylish shirt. It could be a pair of shoes. It could be earrings. It could be makeup. You know, so you don't have to follow all the trends. You have to pick and choose what works good for you, what looks good for you, and you know, it's all about little bits and pieces that put the whole style together.
Well, other than the magazines, how else can I find inspiration for my looks?
Pinterest is a great way to make online vision boards. And, you know, you can look up street style, even just going out and admiring someone's style. Like, okay, I like that, I could rock that. You know, take a picture of them or make a mental note. And, you know, the stores always have what's the latest, you know, the latest trends and everything. So if you go out often, you'll see what's out there, and you'll be able to, you know, try on things and just, you know, go through and see, you know, what will work for you.
And one final question. When do you know it's time for a style update?
Well, if you've been wearing your hair and your nails and your makeup and everything the same way for years and years and years,
Ouch.
and applying it the same exact way, and just like, you know, just getting stuck in that day-to-day routine, then it's probably time for you to make a little changes to update your style. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Roxie.
Thank you for having me.
Great information. I'm sure that, I know as an artist, I can use it, and I'm sure there's someone out here that can use this advice. Now, is there anyone that's, I don't know if there's anyone on line. If anyone has any questions for Roxie, now is the time to ask your questions. I'm gonna wait just a second, but looks like there's no one in the room, but that's okay, because there are people that's gonna catch this on the replay. So there was a lot of valuable information from Roxie. I see we have one person join, Henry Ramo, another person join. So thank you guys for joining. If you're just joining, this is Roxie Seigle. She is a stylist here in New York City, and she is our expert for the image section of the Benita Charles Singing Tips show. Roxie has been sharing with us all of her expert advice on style and beauty. And so if you guys have any questions for Roxie, she is here to answer any questions. Does anyone on the line have any questions? Well, Roxie, you did such a great job. They don't have any questions. Well, thank you so much, Roxie. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience?
No, I would just like to say thank you for tuning in, and yes, definitely, you know, add some new looks to your wardrobe. It's definitely going to be worth it.
Thank you so much, Roxie. And thank you, everyone, for joining. This episode was brought to you by D-Naz Jewelry. She made these beautiful pieces for me, and you can check her out at dnazjewelry.com. And I want to thank you for joining me on this special episode of Singing Tips. Every section, we have an expert come in, and Roxie Seigle was gracious enough to grace us with her beauty and her style advice, and I'm sure that we all can learn from it. And I see I have one person in, so thank you so much for joining. My name is Benita Charles. You can find me on Instagram at BCM Sings. If you click on the link, it takes you to the blog where you can see all of the shows archived, all of the singing tips. I'm on YouTube, so if you go to Benita Charles on YouTube, you can see all of the videos. I have a Facebook group called the Born to Sing Society. So if you want to connect with me outside of the Singing Tips show, join the Facebook group. There's a variety of artists that's in the group. We all network and share information. So please feel free to join that group. And I do Singing Tips every Saturday. So please tune in Saturday evenings and join me on Singing Tips. So thank you so much for your time and attention, and I hope that you find this helpful. I know I'm going to be shopping now for some beautiful on-trend pieces from Roxie Seigle Recommends. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you next week for Singing Tips. Okay, I am going to end this. If you're just joining in, please catch the replay. I had, oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, hello. Hey, you like Anaconda? I don't know what that is. Oh, you missed it. Well, you know what? Well, I will do a quick recap with Roxie. So there's somebody that said, dang, they missed it. So I'm going to turn it around to Roxie. And Roxie, can you just give a little bit of a summary to people who may just want to find their own style?
Yes, I was telling her that, you know, to find your own style, just first start with comfortability. You know, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to step too far outside of your comfort zone at first. You know, kind of stay within things that you feel comfortable wearing. You can start with little things like accessories, hats, earrings, gloves, makeup, nails. You know, every little step counts in creating your style. So I would say that's a great way to get started.
You got a heart on that. Thank you so much, Roxie.
Thank you.
For all and Roxie email. So if you have any further questions, you can email her at rsstylist@gmail.com, and she will answer any other questions that you may have. So thank you guys for your time, and please catch the replay. Greetings from Russia. Hi, Russia. How are you? I'm just about ready to end. I'm in New York City, and my name is Benita Charles, and every week I give singing tips to beginner singers. Today was a special show. It was an Ask the Expert show with expert stylist Roxie Seigle from New York City. So catch the replay. Feel free to share this out. I'm sure there's someone else who may need some style information. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next week for singing tips. I love America. Oh, wonderful. So do we. Have a good night. Thank you.